right, I think it worked this time. Hopefully people could see me. I went live and my my system said failed to update YouTube, and I'm like, well, that's a problem because I need the programs to talk to each other or nothing happens. So I apologize for that, guys. I do think that we're live though. I think it's working now. Yay. All right. I do have not tons to share, but localized, like all specific things. So I'm gonna get these suckers up for us, and we'll look at a few fun things. I do have like one or two things to say at the very end, but I'm going to wait until the very end so that you can get what you came here for. And my babbling is generally not the reason you came. Starting off with a Batgirl fangirl behind the scenes, way back one. Continuing with the way back Wednesday, a handful had requested to see the older behind the scenes photos used to create the season one reel. And here we have Nell getting all prettified, Leary, of course, behind the scenes. So yeah, this is season one, obviously, and maybe before she goes out to the gathering, she's definitely overdressed to go meet Jamie by the river. So it's early on. Love Nell. She is so nice in real life, and of course, a new mommy. So don't expect to see tons from her right now because those first couple of months they're very busy, and not a lot of the actors like to share a lot of pictures of their kids when they're younger. A little bit of privacy there, which I do my best to try to respect. But I cannot wait to see. I need to get her book. You know what? I still have not gotten her book and give it a read too because it could be pretty good. Been looking for some books. Next up, I have a whole load of behind the scenes for Blood of My Blood, which we've been talking about every Monday evening, talking about the previous episode. We got another one coming at midnight tonight, or released on Friday if you want to get all picky about it. I'm still jealous of everybody on the West Coast who can be like, oh yeah, well, I'm watching it at 10. I'm watching it at 10 tonight or 9 tonight. That was the coolest thing about my Vegas trip. Well, not the coolest, but a cool thing. But lots of behind the scenes here, getting to know these folks. Oh, nice. Getting some videos, and yeah, some of them are ones we're going to have seen before, but kind of worth an extra watch. Okay, I can see that happening in Scotland, but it happens here too. Midwest winds are nobody's friend. A thumbs up, getting ready to go. Everybody's all geared up. I do dig the fur-lined hoods on these coats that they wear for the show, and of course the non-fur line that are just to keep them warm. They keep going back and forth on the gray, or I say the black, and then like the beige ones. I thought that they'd separated them, like the Outlander folks all had the black coats, because the early pictures that I'd seen had the Blood of My Blood folks in those like beige or light brown jackets, but I guess they mix and match them. Although I would have thought color coordination would have made it easier to keep things separate if need be. Oh, there we go. Nice picture. This is one of I love the way they're costuming Ellen. I really do. I don't know what I expected, but it seems like her outfits are always just a little bit different than what everybody else is wearing. And maybe it's because she's yet unmarried, but it seems like a lot of the other women are wearing like a blouse and skirt, and she seems to be wearing a full-on like jacket over the underneath dress and stuff. I like it. I like the way they've costumed her quite a bit, and we're just enjoying time by. Now this might be right before the bridge scene because they're by a river, of course. Scotland, lots of little rivers, so yeah, you never can tell. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe I was right because there's the bridge. We need to. This is our new mission as Outlander folks. Anybody who can or has the ability to do so, we need to find this bridge. Somebody's going to find it eventually. I think we need to find this just because it would be so cool to be if you're going to go to Scotland, which again, I know some of you are, some of you for the LandCon convention, some of you just to go to Scotland. We need to find this bridge so we can start visiting it and getting pictures of the fans by the bridge. They're going to happen. They're going to happen. Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. Is that a camel or is that a horse? It's the horse, obviously, but it's the view. Let's all look up the horse's nostrils. This feels like an important part of our day. Do you know what? I think my system did it to me again. Let me just check something really quick. No, it says it's gone here. All right, then you know what I bet? Yep. Everybody, I'm going to get louder here in a second. I'm getting louder right now. There we go. Everything about my computer today went wacky. It always happens after Wednesday, and I check everything, but I swear something always switches back. Anyway, horse's nostrils. Lovely. Oh, wait, now what? I don't even know what to say to that. Yay? Okay. They do have like numbered explanations on here, and I haven't even been reading them because this is aww, father and daughter, and we haven't seen a lot of them, but in the flashbacks, I've enjoyed those flashbacks so much. Near the beginning of the season, we got some really good flashbacks, and yeah, that was really cool. Lucio non uro. That was last week's episode. I shine, not burn. But we get the shield or the crest, which, you know what? I didn't realize it was a stag. All right. Very cool. Oh, well, you know these things do happen. They happen pretty quickly. She went from a flat tummy to I'm 6 months along within an episode. Of course, the flat tummy was 4 months along, so not a huge jump in time, but it was kind of funny. I thought to myself when we were watching this show that she went from I can fit into my dress to, yeah, we need a little give in our outfits now. Oh, technology that does not match the outfit. Ooh, another, this is the the dream sequence when she's getting ready for the harvest, or not the harvest, but Belton. Yeah? And so she's got that fancy dress on and a cupcake on her head, I believe. Is that a cupcake on her head or a muffin? One of the two. It's not generally where I keep my muffins, to be honest. It's just not. Ooh. Okay. Are we going to make lanterns? I just watched an episode of Call the Midwife where they had a whole bunch of these, and they were all the scouts made lanterns. That's cool. All right. Do a little dance. I actually have this video separate to share on a different video, but now I'm not gonna, cause check it out. Practicing their dances. Yeah, very much. See, I wonder how many like dance lessons. We know they do choreography lessons for things, for certain scenes as well. So I wonder how many like dance lessons they have to take to get this on. Oh, and this is the goofy version. If you go on the Stars streaming service on your television, this is the picture that comes up. Only not this version, but the four of them laying down without Henry's tongue out. Jeremy is apparently a card, so yay. Who doesn't want a card in the middle of it all? All right, there. See, yeah, I see it's working. I got it. All my glory. Kathy, you don't get it till midnight? Dude, when I was in Las Vegas on my streaming app on my phone, I watched it on my phone. Well, I didn't watch it on my phone. I projected it, but it came on my phone and it was available at 9 o'clock. I am not kidding you. I watched it at 9 o'clock. I know, because then I didn't have to wait up super late with my daughter. Hey, Vita. Hi, all. How you doing? Hey, do you know what? I was waiting for you to pop in on our members chat, so we'll do it again in a month, though. Hopefully you'll be able to join us on the next one, too. And it's Daisy. Hi, Daisy. All right, next up on here, I've got just a few things here. Now, I'm not going to give you the audio on this, because if you watch Blood of My Blood, you know the tune. But they're talking about that new title sequence and the new music for Blood of My Blood. This is shared by Sony Music Soundtrack and Beer McCreary, because we love him. And they say, this is a quote taken from the discussion that they're going to have on here. I remember the first time I heard the main theme song. We were all watching one of the episodes together, and it came with the opening credit shots, and that just gave me the chills. Jeremy Irvine and Hermione Corfield, who play Henry and Julia, discuss the new Blood of My Blood theme and how it builds on the beloved Outlander music, honoring the familiar sound fans love while introducing something fresh for a new chapter in the series. And it says, listen to all the music from Barry McCreary's Outlander, Blood of My Blood original soundtrack. It's out now. That's very cool. Now, the reason I wanted to take a moment to talk about this, even though I can't play the song, is because it's something that it was touched on really early when we were watching like the first 2 or 3 episodes. And Jackie pointed out that it's English at the beginning, and then they switched to the Gaelic for the rest of it. And honestly, I'm a terrible person. Once I watch the intro the first time, I almost always skip it to get to the show after the following episodes. I'm terrible about it. So I hadn't really taken notice of it. But she's absolutely right, because, and I think this is really cool for those of us who really just don't know Gaelic. We don't hear it. We aren't in Scotland. The only time we really hear it at all is on Outlander or Blood of My Blood. And so I think it's really cool that they kind of did the translation of it at the beginning, so us poor English speakers only can get an idea of what the tune says. And then we get to hear the traditional Gaelic for the rest of it. I think that was an amazing choice by the creators. A really cool thing that Jackie picked up right away. And that once you actually watch it and listen to it, you can really appreciate the fact that they took the time to do that, because it does set up the story. Much like the tune that went with, or sorry, the tune that goes with Outlander kind of does give the idea of what the story is about. So does this. And so, yeah, I really like that they did that and include the Gaelic. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. And a really interesting creative decision. Speaking of interesting creative decisions. Yes, I had to share this one. I'm sure anybody who has social media has probably gotten this on their feed probably 12 times. I have. And it cracked me up every time. So I'm sharing it. So, how do the directors get the right reaction from the actors, even talented actors? It's really hard to like truly fake surprise or anyway here. So following through this through time, and loads of people share this, but this is where I got it from. It says day 3 of the Outlander wedding episode challenge hosted by me. Okay, hosted by whoever me is their cutoff, it looks like. Oh, okay, no, that's okay, following through time. I just want to make sure. Okay, so this is the story. It says, well, perfecting a scene is not the easiest thing, especially if you want to capture feelings and reactions to a challenging call. This is the director's commentary on this iconic scene of Jamie and Claire and that split-second reaction in Sam/Jamie's eyes. You know, the one where he says, are we going to go to bed or to sleep? So, this is the director's commentary on the iconic scene of Jamie's and Claire. Okay, here we go. So, it says, the director says, I took Katrina aside and said, okay, so next time we do that take, just tell him to get over here and let's F. You know the rest of it. I'm not going to say it. So, sure enough, she says this, and you have that split second of reaction is eyes, which is just fantastic. And that's what's in the cut now. So he says, go to bed or to sleep. And she says, well, but apparently she also says, come over here and let's. That's that look. Oh, okie dokie then. And I just thought that was worth sharing on this. It is always fun to me to get to the behind the scenes. Like, how do they get those reactions? Obviously, they're very talented actors. But it is really difficult to honestly fake surprise, okay? You ever accidentally told somebody about their surprise birthday party and they're like, it's okay, I'll still pretend I'm surprised? Only so many people can really pull that off. So I think this was very clever of the director. And there is one other incident. There's actually another incident that comes to mind having to do with people in bed and getting the right reaction. Has anybody ever seen the movie Far and Away? Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, ages ago, I think in the '90s, and it was directed by Ron Howard, but it's about the people from Scotland, Ireland, from Europe coming over and settling, and they were giving away free land in Oklahoma, so it's the land run, and so there's a scene though at the very the beginning where Tom Cruise's character has been hurt. He's been brought into the big house of the people they rent from, and Nicole Kidman is the daughter of the wealthy family that collects the rents. So Tom's laying there naked. Now, at this time, Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise are married in real life. So Tom's laying there naked with a bowl over his, and he's supposed to have a towel or something over it for the scene for, some modesty of sorts. And Nicole Kidman's character is supposed to peek under the bowl when no one's looking because she's a curious young lady who's brought up properly and has never seen the male body in all of its glory. And I guess at some point done the take a few times, and she's supposed to be kind of surprised, have a fun look on her face of, oh, that's what that is. When she lifts the bowl and takes a peek and then drops it. Well, they weren't getting the right reaction, so when Nicole wasn't looking, I guess Ron said to Tom, "Hey, why don't you remove the towel so that when she peeks under the bowl, there he will be in all of his glory." Now, I guess this only works, of course, because they were married, assuming that they probably had seen each other without their clothes on before. And so that is the take we get, is the one right after he's removed the towel, and Nicole is like, oh, okay. That's the surprised look. These tricks from directors are sometimes so fantastic and fun and so minor that we don't notice at all, but we love the reactions. So I do love hearing these behind the scenes things. And that is all I've got for you today, with a little far and away tidbit bonus, I guess, for this video. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. I've got a couple more things to announce here in a moment, but I want to give the folks who just come here for this and don't want to hear my goofiness to go on. Enjoy your day. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Again, thank you to my members and anyone who has donated in any way to this channel to assist me in making sure I am mobile. I appreciate that very much. Now for some minor announcements. One, the P.O. Box is now up and running, and if you would like to hear that story, stay tuned. So I went down to the post office, like the day my daughter did her float thing in the fair, so Tuesday, and went over and I actually spoke to the Postmaster General. At least the one here, local. He happened to be in the office that day, and I explained to him what happened, that I had purchased this in April. Apparently could not get mail because it had never been entered in their computers. And I said, look, I still want the service. I need the P.O. Box. I said, but I don't want to have paid for a service I never got. So can we count it from today on and have it? And he goes, with some thought, he goes, you know what? We're going to refund you. And when you come back in October, just apply the refund. So I have my refund in my wallet in the form of a cashier's check. And in October, I'll just hand it right back to him. Plus, I think $2 because they raised the rates $2. But if you feel brave and want to use my P.O. Box, it now works. Yeah, just so fun. I may put it back down below again now that I know that it works. That makes me so mad. And I again, apologize to anybody who had sent me stuff for the last several months and got it returned. It literally wasn't me. And I wasn't expecting anything. I checked it every now and then just to make sure. And obviously it was always empty. I wasn't really expecting anything from anybody. So it didn't occur to me that it wasn't working until after my dad had passed. And I'd been told that something had been sent and returned. So again, my apologies if you had ever sent anything and had it returned and thought that I turned it away. I really didn't. And no matter what, whether I received something or not, I really do appreciate that you had me in your thoughts for that. I've said this before, and I truly mean it. This channel and the reaction of all of you guys and kind of being with me while I watched my dad go through all of this and then finally losing him, I do not think that I would be in as good a place as I am right now if it weren't for the kind words I've gotten from so many people on this channel. So I really do want to thank you all so much for that. Got a little mushy there, sorry. In other silly news, I've begun to purchase little by little the accents I want to go on the outside of my Jeep. They have these covers that allow you to add color. So I'm going to get purple ones that go over the handles and some of the hinges and stuff. And I will take a picture once I've got that done. Did I already show y'all my wheel cover? I know I showed some people my wheel cover. I posted it, but I don't know that I shared it here. And I'm going to do that real quick because, again, would not be happening if it weren't for you guys. And I do want to make sure you get to see some of the cool stuff that you've helped to make sure happen. Here we go. Let me shrink me down to the side again here. See my big old head again? So here's my wheel cover. There's that. And there's my big old head on the side here. I'm going to shrink me down some more. There's the wheel cover on the back of my Jeep. And there it is. I just thought I'd give that a show so that when I go someplace that I say I'm going to go, going to this event, going to that event, if anybody wants to meet up with me or whatnot, I'll be easy to find. You'll be able to locate me. What I'm getting are purple accents that go like on these things here and the handles. So it won't be, I'm not painting it purple, just a couple $1,000s more than I really feel like I can invest when I need to invest in more of the actual working inner workings of the car than the outer. This is an inexpensive thing I can do to personalize it while still doing the maintenance necessary to make sure that it's it running well. Anywho, I wanted to show y'all that because again I would not be here if it weren't for y'all's support, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, Joe. Best wheel cover ever. All right, yeah, Vita, totally, yeah. Far and Away is such a good movie. It really, really is. Fairly historically accurate, really, when it comes down to it. Not perfect, but pretty good. All right, guys, I think that's everything. I had for you. As always, if you have any movie review suggestions, please let me know below. We are working on that. I have everybody I need for the rest of Blood of My Blood. But again, if you would like to be part of the second season of Outlander reviews, go ahead and send those in. I have yet to make the full list, and so don't worry if you're not getting a full list yet. But I am like earmarking anybody who wants to be in it so that when I do make my list, I've got y'all set together and can hopefully do most of it at once. That's it. Go have a great Thursday, guys. Go have a great rest of your Thursday. My daughter gets to volunteer some more at the fair today. And then we might walk around if she's made any progress on the disaster she calls her room. Be safe out there. If you want more Outlander information, please do check down below. There's quite a few videos. If you missed our hacker chat, skip the first like 5 minutes because apparently technical issues are always my thing. The audio was off for the ladies and on for me, which is a backwards kind of situation. Usually it's off for me and on for the ladies. So at least but we babbled. So skip the first 5 minutes and listen to us talk about hackers. I really enjoyed the movie. Jackie and Cynthia, not so much. It's all right, though. We had a good time, as always. As always, check out the videos below. And no matter what video you choose, I will see you guys there. Thank you to all my members and to everybody.